One of my favorite young new artists is TRADD. TRADD does the Luther Strode series. The most recent one, Legacy of Luther Strode. I think his stuff went from really, really good to incredible. These first 8 pages of the series are some of my favorite pages, like made in comics in the last probably 5 or 6 years. What makes him so good to me is that he has an instantly recognizable style. Not just the style, but he also has an insane level of technical mastery. Like, I've never seen any artist be able to put the kind of tiny lines down, but with precision. I'm a big Frank Quietly collector, and I think he's so meticulous, and I think TRADD probably beats him. His stuff has just got energy, it's fresh, it's not like anything I've ever seen before. There's just an insane level of technical skill and mastery to what he's doing. I think also what's important, and it's a way I can tell he's younger than I am, you know, I'm in my mid-30s, I feel like this stuff comes like from the age of like Dragon Ball Z and Pokemon influenced kids. So for me to see this kind of style like blossom and be its own thing is super interesting. And then for me as an artist, I'm just blown away again with the style and how good he is technically. And when I say good technically, I don't just mean like ability to draw. I mean just like how he even has the motor skills and function to put the detail on the page that you'll see. Even a JPEG online, you will never do it justice as far as seeing it in person. So for me, he's absolutely one of the best young talents, if not the best young talent in comics. The first 8-page sequence at the beginning of the Legacy of Luther Strode. It starts with a car chase, and Luther Strode is kind of in the paddy wagon, and he's captured. Page 2, when all the cops are in the back of the paddy wagon with Luther Strode, the amount of detail on the page and on the faces is just incredible. And they're not just small and tiny, but they also have tons of character, and they're all super individual. They have their own life to them instantly. Something else I like about TRADD stuff, there's a lot of things that are centered on this page, and you can tell his sense of design is incredible. The way he'll spot blacks, sometimes he'll leave stuff open and clean, not unlike how Mobius would do it. He'll center stuff down the page and make each moment and beat count, where I personally as a reader, I feel it. On this page here, my favorite is some of the little faces on the guards that are intimidated by Luther Strode as he's chained up, because I don't think they actually believe he's going to stay chained up, and he doesn't stay chained up. Some of the action is incredible. He does this stuff I think he calls like action confetti. It's on page 4, and it's the cop cars and sirens are going off. And basically the cars are swerving all over the street, and he's got the road almost bending, and he has this action confetti, this tiny detail mark. So you think in print it's just a color or a flash, but in the original it's actually like a couple thousand blades of grass of energy marks that he's drawn out. And it's just incredible. I don't even understand why he would do that or how he could begin to think about hitting a deadline. But I look at that stuff and it hits you with this sense of wonder, like where is this stuff coming from, like, and how is he doing it? You know, it's just really cool to look at. It's like when you pick up a book and you enjoy the art for the first time, or it's like the first time you see a McFarlane or the first time you see Art Adams. I got that feeling. You know, after a while you see a lot of guys that aren't as good, or the first time you pick up Quietly, and then the beats where you see someone who's truly fresh and innovative, where that sense of wonder hits you. TRADD's work he's one of the few guys today, at least new guys especially, that do that for me. He jumps down into the water here on another page, and anyone could have just drawn jumping into water. You can see that when he hits the water, there's probably 4,000 bubbles he's drawn, and they're not just tick marks, they're actually drawn out, so you can see the bubbles rippling off of him, and the whole page is designed in a way that you feel like he's jumping off the bridge because of the downshot sinking your eye, his hands right in your face, the cops are shooting down at you at the reader. The amount of motion and design and detail and energy, it's just, to me, master level stuff. And I do not know how he draws that small. I know he tells me he does everything with a brush, which blows my mind. I think he uses the number 2 Raphael Kolinsky. I want to say maybe a Windsor.
I like every pen
Series 7 Windsor brush. And then for a lot of the technical stuff, he'll use pen, but I think he's 90-something% brush, which when you see these originals, you will not believe, as no one ever believes whenever he tells them. It's my favorite new stuff on the market, and I don't think people could replicate him. I don't think most people have the motor functions to put the marks down that he's making, much less the freshness of his style, the cartooning, the symmetry of his design, his use of negative space and spot blacks. From the legacy of Luther Strode on, I'm super excited to see where he goes. He's my favorite young cartoonist working in comics today. That's pretty much it.